welcome to Storm King's Thunder. We will be picking up where we left off last week, but before we get started, I'd like to thank the friends of the Greenwater Guildhall. If you are watching on Twitch, scroll down, you should see some tiles there. If you don't see the tiles, please click on my profile image and they should come up for you. Well, first on the list is the Speechless Bard. She and her husband make beautiful leather products for your tabletop role-playing games, such as leather covers for your core rulebook. She has a full line of dice bracelets. They're leather bracelets with cutouts of the dice in multiple colors or metallics, things like that. Great if you want to show off your geekiness, your geek pride as it is. And she also has a dice rolling mat that when you roll it up, it looks like a spell scroll. All of these items are customizable to your liking. She does all of the work by hand. She is incredibly talented. She even goes so far as hand-picking leather swaths rather than ordering in bulk. If you're going to order for a gift or even for yourself, you're going to want to give yourself just a little bit of extra time if it is a time-critical issue. Since she is in the UK, it can take a little while for it to cross the pond and get through customs. However, things being what they are with the shipping crisis, I would venture to guess that Christmas is directly a no-go if you're looking for a gift. I encourage you to try, because even if it shows up late, it is well worth the money. She is an amazing artist. Next on the list is the Fable Beard Company. They make beard products such as oils, butters, balms, and co-wash. They also have a full line of spray-on colognes and a line of aluminum-free, eco-friendly deodorant. And each of their scent profiles is a different fantasy character. Today I am wearing the Gingerbread Man Beard Balm, which smells like gingerbread cookies. It's one of their seasonal scents, but I'm sure that they have a scent profile that would fit your needs. If you're a first-time purchaser, they have a buy one, get one free option. So go to fablebeardco.com and complete your registration, and then you can put 2 beard oils or a product and a beard oil into your cart, and if you use the code FIRST, you will get the beard oil for free. If you're a fan of our Wednesday Night Traveler game, we have a Traveler website via Obsidian Portal. If you enjoy the game, you can catch up through the adventure log, which is written in the manner of news articles from the Traveler News Service. If you enjoy the content and you like the page, please give us a thumbs up. Where we left off last week, you guys had you were traveling on the trade road and between Daggerford and Waterdeep, and decided to stop for the night, traveling up a 10-mile trail to the small village of Nightstone. You discovered Nightstone to be fairly lifeless, and the drawbridge was down. And so when you got into the village, you discovered a number of things. The first thing was that goblins had assaulted the village and were, in a rather goblin way, ramshackle that is, they were going through the town. And but you discovered that it wasn't just the goblins, that the town was evidently assaulted before that. And when you were in the inn, you had met up with a woman named Kella Darkhope. Kella told you that a floating giant sky castle came over the town, dropped boulders on the town, and then some giants came down, and the namesake of the town, a large black obelisk that sat in the town square, was taken out of the ground and carried back up to the sky castle where it took off. She told you that then a couple days later the goblins assaulted, and that was the last straw. The townsfolk fled the town, heading to the northwest. You are still in the town. The last that we heard, you had gone to this small farmstead here. And let me double check something here on the map. So you went to this small farmstead that this is a fenced-in turnip and potato garden. In the middle of the garden, a boulder has crashed into the ground and evidently killed a farmer. You see that there is a corpse here. And let's see, Steve the Devil. Let's see here.
Yay, Steve.
Steve the Devil is on the roof of a trading post. The sign on the front over here is a sign that is a blue shield emblazoned with the stylized golden lion. It is the symbol of the Lion Shield Coster, a trading company. So, what would you guys like to do?
I would like to go in the trading company, just see what's going on in there.
Okay, what about anybody else?
I'm eyeing the corpse like it's lunch.
Okay. Let's see here. It is an older man. It appears that he was killed on impact. His crushed corpse is visible underneath the rock. So not all of him is sticking out. The cottage door, which is over on this side, hangs open. The inside this home, you find that goblins have already pretty much ransacked the entire cottage. It doesn't look like there was ever anything of real value in here, but they left the place in a shambles. You find a family ledger, basically recording births and deaths and whatnot. And you find out that the name of the family that lived here is the Holvarns. Is anybody else going into the trading coster?
Clitoris said she will follow into the trading.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, me too. I think you heard me before.
Okay. Yeah. We'll leave Weeben out here. And is Scaly going into? You're going to go over and eat the corpse? Okay, so Scaly can't help himself. He's going to eat the corpse.
All right, I can respect it.
Let's see here. Here we go. Oh. Actually, you guys are already in the trading coster. That's right. My bad. Yeah, you guys already went in there.
Well, now I don't want to be in there.
Well, all right. I think that was the last thing that we had done last week. My bad. That's what I get for having multiple maps.
Yeah, Sil thinks Clitoris buried the guy that Jeff's trying to eat.
That is possible. I do remember something about giving last rites. That doesn't necessarily mean that when your back is turned that he's not digging up the freshly dug grave.
Just let him gnaw on it till he's full, and then last rites, whatever's left over.
Lizard folk are like two dogs humping. You don't really want to get in between them. Just wait till they're finished. So, where would you like to go from here?
We gotta check out another building, I'm sure.
Actually,
courts over here. Looks like.
Over where?
that another dead person? Get smooshed?
Yes, yes, it is.
Can we see in her house if it's partially crushed?
It is. So you see that this cottage has the shutters locked over the windows. The door is closed and locked. And you see that there is a row of ornate runes burned into the edge of the door sill. Does anybody read Infernal?
I do not. Maybe Steve.
Steve does not. Steve reads Draconic. Draconic.
Okay.
Infernal.
But we should probably wait for a rogue to show up to do the lock, right?
That would probably be a good idea. Give me one moment. I will be right back. And that'll give Brian a little bit of time, too.
Actually, let me double check. I might. I saw in the chat that last week he gave out a few items, and one of the things I got was a Wanda Magic Missile. If anybody is lacking in long range kind of spell something or other, let me know. I am willing to part with that to whoever may get use out of it. Being a spellcaster, I'm not going to be really dependent on having that.
Sure thing. I got a ring of water walking, so I'm going to cross the river in a second.
I will be called Spider Weaving with my rope of climbing.
I got a ring of protection that makes my AC go up by one. I don't know. It's like nice, but looks like you guys got more fun stuff.
I'll just have to use every opportunity to be Jesus Lizard. Where's Scaly? Down by the river, walking on the water.
Okay, sorry about that. Hooray! Brian's here.
Here.
All right, so the door to this cottage, I'll fit you guys around here, is closed and locked. All of the windows are shuttered, and there is script, intricate runes written on the door jamb around the door. Steve the Devil, did you double check? Are you sure you don't speak Infernal?
Yeah, I do speak Infernal.
Okay.
I forgot to write that down with the class.
Okay, so the script in Infernal says, "Let all who enter this home without the consent of its owner burn for 99 years in the depths of Nessus and freeze for 1,000 more in the icy wastes of Kenya."
Homie,
Yeah.
isn't that in the house demolished by the boulders?
So you know that, of course, Nessus and Kenya are layers of the 9 levels of hell. And it looks like around the lock, it looks like goblins have tried to get in here, but they weren't able to get past the lock.
Since we were over in this area, from the field, I'm pretty sure we could see the big boulder through the side of the building.
Correct.
Can I just walk through the side of the house?
Sure. And you see that there is a dead body. Good, make an investigation check. Steve the Devil.
In 1 second. Investigation. That's going to be a 14.
All right, so you find an unlocked wooden chest containing a golden holy symbol of Asmodeus that's worth 75 gold pieces, a healer's kit, and a potion of healing.
Yes.
You find
leave around the corner, be like, I found stuff.
you find that this cottage belonged to somebody named Destiny Agonar, and you find evidence that there was somebody else who lived here, but you find evidence in here that evidently Destiny was a midwife.
Pators would lack the healer's kit. Anybody else need it for any reason?
So a healer's kit will allow you to stabilize somebody without the need for making a medicine check.
Yeah, she said she'll take it.
Okay. I mean, if anything, it saves a spell slot.
Is it a use-based thing, or is it just a reuse item?
It is. That's a really good question. I think it has 10 uses, but don't quote me on that. Let me double check. Let's see here. It's a leather pouch containing bandages, salves, and splints. Yes, the kit has 10 uses. So that makes it actually pretty damn handy. Now, if you use it, so like I said, you can use it to stabilize a character that is making death saves. It does not give them a hit point. It just stops their requirement to make death saves. They just remain unconscious at 0 hit points. a stable coma, if you will. I'm still getting used to your guys' new characters. Like, it's blowing my mind that CL is playing the paladin healer. I'm kind of used to her being a bull in a china shop.
Little tiny yippy.
Yeah, or yep, yeah. All right, so where would you like to go from here?
I'm kind of interested in checking out the windmill.
Okay. So on your way to the windmill,
On my way to the windmill, I'll fly over the top
okay.
to get a good view, maybe 40 feet up, not super high, but enough to clear the buildings.
So you don't quite get to the windmill before, the shit happens. But you fly over, and you see two goblins are dancing in the garden behind this cottage, which the goblins are wearing eyeless, hollowed-out pumpkins on their heads and playing a game of blind tag while wearing the pumpkins. And they are running around this small pumpkin patch, acting like fools with these hollowed-out gourds on their heads. What would you guys like to do? They can't see you because the gourds have no eyes.
Are there any more gourds? Can I join in? It takes too long to scoop one out, right?
Yeah, there are whole pumpkins on the all over the place, like right in front of you. You could take your knife and hollow one out and put it on your head. Although you're a bugbear, so I don't know that it would be difficult for you to find one that would fit.
Oh, well, I'll just soul spin because I can't. That's too bad. I'll wait for someone to attack them, I guess.
Nah, I just want to tap one to make it think you got tapped and just mess up their game for a while.
So you're gonna tap one on the head? Is that?
I was gonna fuck with their game and make them think that they keep getting touched by the other one, and then they're gonna run in opposite directions.
Okay, so Weeben is fucking with Blick. Their names are Blick and Flick.
Yeah.
And as you are doing that, Clitoris, what is your passive perception?
That would be at 12, Bob.
Okay, so that does not beat 26 for Gwerk. Gwerk is going to get a surprise attack. Hold on here, though. And I'm rolling good for initiative. Yeah. Except for Flick. He's kind of slow on the uptake anyways. So everybody roll initiative.
I rolled initiative, but I can't add initiative.
Me too.
Okay, hold on here. Oh. Weird. All right.
You don't want us to play? It's cool, we get it. You don't want us to play?
We all just go at one time. Throw your spells.
Strange. Okay. Let me try this again. Sorry, Jeff, you'll have to put in yours again.
Okay.
There we go. Can you do it now? One of those quirky, undocumented features of Roll20.
I think I'm missing.
Are you?
I think so.
I think you are correct. Let's see here. There we go.
Well, you can't join the fight if you have the thing over your head wandering around.
Wait. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, Gork has stealthed his way out of the one of the watchtowers and followed you with his 26 stealth and comes up behind Clitaris rather, and is going to try to stab her in the back or slash her with his scimitar. But completely fucks that up with a 12. So we're now into first round. Blick. So Weeben has tapped Blick on the his pumpkin helmet, and Blick slashes around with his scimitar, but he's blind, so it's a disadvantage. And gets a 13 to hit.
Well, that does not hit.
Okay, so Blick misses. Gork is going to try again. And gets a 17 to hit Clitaris. Does 17 hit?
1 second, I'm checking right now.
Okay.
Here, Karen. Okay, then no, 17 does not hit.
Okay.
So
So
right in between whether she had a shield or not.
So, Scaly, you see on one hand, on your right, you see Weeben kind of fucking with these idiot goblins. And then on the other, you see that this malicious goblin has tried to backstab Clitaris. What would you like to do? Scaly Montebanque?
Oh, sorry, I was reading a Roll20 sheet. I will move over there and cast Primal Savagery and fight him.
Okay, go for it.
It's an 18 hit.
Yes, it does.
Three whole points of acid damage.
Well, that is almost half of his hit points, so... All right. Anything with a bonus action or more movement?
Don't think so. Can I attack with my club as a bonus action offhand?
Sure.
Not used to druid 2-weapon fighting. Does a 12 hit?
It does not.
Okay. No, that's all.
Okay. Clitaris, what would you like to do?
1 second, she's making marshmallows. She's coming.
Okay.
Here she's coming. She's gonna attempt to stab it.
Stab it, stab it.
Does 8?
I'm sorry, what was that?
8 to hit.
No.
Yeah.
Anything? Well, you've got your shield, so no bonus action. Okay. Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to arrange my dice. They're being problematic. They're getting in my fucking way. That and the fact of not rolling nat 20s. They're clearly broken. Okay, that's better. Okay, so Steve the Devil, what would you like to do?
I'm going to swing around while I'm flying, swoop down over him, so I'm like 15 feet over the top of him.
Okay.
And once I'm over the top of him, I'm going to cast Lightning Lure.
Okay, you have advantage on the attack because he is blind.
16 to hit.
That hits.
Cute. Well, or no, he makes a strength save.
Strength save.
Yeah, I don't hit. He does a strength save.
Oh, he gets a nat 1.
Alright, so, being over the top of him, I'm going to pull him 10 feet to me, which should put him in the 5 foot to give him the 1d8 lightning damage, and then be dropped 10 feet.
Okay.
Oh, max damage, 8.
So he is dead before you even get him to you. And so Sweet Flick is no more. His lifeless corpse just drops back to the ground, kind of smoking.
It's raining dead people.
And as he hits the ground, the gourd on his head cracks open, and there's smoke, and the smell of freshly burnt pumpkin fills the air.
Pumpkin spice lattes for everyone.
Pumpkin spice goblin.
And with the remainder of my swoopage movement, will put me to about there.
Okay. Weeben, you're still messing with Blick, the idiot with the pumpkin on his head.
So they were playing some kind of game where they were trying to tag each other or actually attack each other?
They were playing a game of blind tag with scimitars.
Okay, cool. That sounds fun. I want to play, but I'm going to poke him with my rapier instead.
Okay, and you have advantage on the attack because you're not blind.
Sounds fair. Does a 17 hit?
Yes, it does. And you get sneak attack.
Oh, yeah, that thing. I'll be sneaky. I'll be all kinds of sneaky. Yeah. 12, 16.
So, Steve the Devil, you see Weeben he's just casually, he grabs the stem on top of the pumpkin and just casually puts his scimitar clear through the middle of the pumpkin and pulls it out, and Blick falls to the ground dead.
Does the pumpkin stay on his head when he falls?
No, you're still holding it in your hand by the stem.
Does this mean I win the game?
I guess so. So, anything with movement or bonus action?
No, I'm going to dance in place and say, I win the game.
Smokey, what would you like to do? There's one still fighting Cletaris and Scaly.
I think I take it over there. Yeah, it's not very far, right? Yeah. Okay, so over here, and then attack with short sword.
All right.
Kind of dice roll. There. 11 to hit.
That misses.
So I have 2 swords. Can I make another attack?
Yes, you can make an offhand attack. Yes.
Okay.
Bonus action.
Well, never mind. I just fucked that up completely.
How completely?
Just whiff.
Whiff. All right.
Just whiff it twice.
So yeah, Gork has learned to duck and move to the left. Not so much the right, but definitely the left. Now faced with 3 targets, Gork is kind of looking at his life choices and takes the disengage action. And is yelling all the way as he runs to this tower. In this tower, at the very top, you see that another goblin has poked his head up at the top of the tower. This is Larv. Larv Larson. He has a goblin conservative podcast. And Larv is armed with a short bow, but he will go on 10. Scaly, what would you like to do?
I will move slightly for better line of sight. Yes, that's in range. Can I ice knife him? 60 feet?
Yeah.
Dex save 13.
19 to save.
Does he take half? Nope.
So
nothing.
doesn't ice knife work in two halves? So the first is that it hits, and then it would do damage, piercing damage like a dagger.
It's the thing's adjacent within 5 feet of him, and he's up on a tower.
And then it explodes.
Neighbors we don't see.
So then it explodes. Yeah. So did he take anything?
Oh, sorry, I haven't used ice knife before. Ranged spell attack. Yeah, so
you hit.
16 is to hit.
Right. So you hit. So if he would take the initial damage.
Yeah, sorry, I haven't used ice knife before. 9 points.
Ooh. And that's enough for Larv to just crumple and die.
Yay, ice knife.
Okay. Anything with more movement?
Sure, I'll make sure he can't run too far away. What's my distance here? Yeah, I'll go over there. Close off his escape.
Okay. Cletaris, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna charge at him and stab him.
Okay. I like the fact that it doesn't matter what race she's playing, she still charges. I don't have horns. What if we try to gore him anyways?
16 to hit.
That hits. I think Gork is not long for this world.
5 damage.
Okay. You run up and slash Gork in half, and the top half is kind of whispering as it flips through the air, Bree-yark! Bree-yark!
Yep, that's done for her.
Scaly, make a perception check.
16.
So from this house, you can see that a boulder crashed through this cottage too. And there's 2 bodies smashed underneath the boulder. But you can hear meowing coming from inside the cottage.
Snack time.
And
I will alert the party to the kitty cat or whatever it is.
okay, so in here, in this cottage, let me double check this. So the bodies underneath the boulder appear to be an elderly human couple that were laying in bed when the boulder smashed. But the meowing is coming from a tressum. So tressums are winged cats, and this one has a collar with a little tag around its neck that says its name is Rilix.
Steve, there's a pet for you.
Now, yes, Tressum can be very good familiars. I don't know if I grabbed this picture. I did not. That was dumb of me. I'll try to get a picture of Tressum. But yeah, so you know that Tressum are mischievous winged cats as big as a normal house cat with a wingspan of 3 feet. They're thought to be the results of wizardly experimentation on house cats. Tressum are intelligent and have been known to form strong friendships with humanoids, particularly rangers and wizards. And Tressum get along well with others of their kind, but they rarely lair or hunt together. So basically like a cat. It is a tiny beast. Chaotic neutral. Which sounds like a cat.
Well, Steve doesn't want him, I'll take him. Sounds like an awesome pet. I'm a ranger, so.
But first, that shit, though, her name in the.
Personally, not yours.
Oh, never mind. I thought she meant as her, not the character. She wants that.
Agreed.
Wait until I break out the flying spiders.
You are more than welcome to the cat if you want it.
Alright, what's their name one more time?
Rilix. Rillix.
Oh god, can you imagine trying to keep a cat off your bookshelf if it could fly?
Oh god.
Without wings.
It'll fly up to every table and knock over every glass of water.
Well, my dude's probably not gonna care too much about that sort of thing,
So I will put Rilix under Smokey's control.
Cool.
There you go. Now the ranger has an animal companion.
Yay.
I mean, it's a cat, but a small cat.
I'm level 1. It seems appropriate. Good entrance piece.
Now, her cat's not going to try and mess with my pet mouse, is it? Or my pet rat, is it?
Maybe.
So
Your safety is your responsibility.
You should teach the rat to
As an
ride
urchin,
the
apparently I have a pet rat. To be the rat's mount.
Yes.
All right, next time we get a long rest, I want to see if they get along, because I want that to be a thing. Or they could be like Tom and Jerry.
Yes. Okay, so you guys are heading over to the windmill.
Yeah.
Okay. The windmill. And I will for Smokey, I will get you after the game. I'll get you stats for Relix.
Thank you.
In fact, what I might do, so I did this. I had to do this last night with Friday the game. So Friday's game only has like 4 regular players, and so if even one of them is missing from the game, it can seriously impact encounters. Like especially last night. So we had to cancel last week's game because only 2 of them were going to be able to make it, and they're facing off against a dragon at like level 6. And so what I decided to do was I gave them all sidekicks, and that way, even if half the party's missing, there's still 4 characters, so they're still going to be able to compete, in these encounters. And at first, I was just going to say, well, we don't need tokens for them because it's just going to clutter up the map. But then after playing last night, I was like, that's not really adequate either. So we decided to create tokens for them and add them as characters to the game so that they have character sheets themselves in Roll20. So what I will do is I will create a character and a token for Relix, and I'll send you a screenshot or a picture of the stats, and then that way you can just fill in Relix's character sheet, and if you wanted to customize roles and stuff in Roll20, you can just click on their abilities and it just does it. So I will work on that tonight.
Thanks so much.
Cool.
Let's see here. Where's the windmill? Am I missing something? No, there it is. So this windmill is on top of a 10-foot high grassy hill. Smokey and Scaly, go ahead and make wisdom survival checks.
What happened?
Wisdom, or Smokey and Scaly are making survival checks.
I got a 10.
Okay.
I got a 13.
Okay, so Scaly, you know that there are 2 sets of goblin tracks that are visible in the muddy path that leads up the hill to the open doorway on the northwest side of the windmill. Steve the Devil flying overhead, you see that the windmill is operating. It seems to be in good working order. The veins on the cloth veins on the windmill's blades are in good working order, and there's a slight breeze, so it is slowly turning, and you can hear the sound of a millstone inside scraping together. Or grinding together, not so much. And you can clearly see that the door here is open.
I will use tactical combat hand signs to convey that there's 2 little folk that walked into the building.
Okay. So everybody else make a intelligence check to see if they understand Scaly's hand signs.
I'm not sure how many fingers I have, so.
Steve's just gonna shrug at him with a what the fuck look.
I got a 3, so I didn't understand any of it.
Okay.
I got 11.
On an 11, you're like, that is so rude. You shouldn't say that to your friends in Thieves' Cant.
Unless it's Steve Can't back to him, fuck you.
Clitoris got a 16.
So, Clitoris, you get the general idea of what he's trying to convey, even though it's not very well done. And you guys make your way into the windmill. That's a really big door.
Saying like, I got you, I understand.
Right. So, you make your way into the windmill.
That's a big ladder.
Yes, it is. Hold on here. Hold on. Everybody make a perception check.
Just rolling like absolute garbage all day. 2.
Yeesh.
Yeah, I rolled a 2 and I was looking to see if there's anything to add, but there's not.
Clitoris rolled a 4 and Steve got a 18.
Okay. And what did Weeben get?
16.
Okay. And Scaly. So Scaly, Weeben, and Steve, you can hear upstairs that there is something stealthily trying to move along in the rafters. Now, like the center of this, and it's not shown on this map, but the center of this is a long spline shaft that comes down from the windmill at the top and ends at a millstone, which just sits there and they're grinding flour. And this thing is slowly turning. So climbing up this ladder, one of the things about old world constructions, there were no handguards or anything to hold you back from sticking your arm in the gears or the millstone. And so there are two things that are very important about a windmill. So number one, climbing this ladder is going to be at disadvantage because you got to be careful about not sticking your arms in the millstone's gears. 2, the air is actually filled with a smoky dust. This smoky dust is highly flammable. Milling
fire, I'll be very disappointed in you.
Milling flour is exceptionally dangerous to the point where, and this is in recent times, like in 1998, a flour mill in the Midwest exploded due to an errant spark. So you're aware that this is a danger. And upstairs, of course, you can hear something moving around in the rafters on the upstairs level. What do you guys want to do? Well, actually, hold on. Before.
Steve wants to hit his pipe. Anybody got a
This feels a bit like it's a goblin cannon waiting to be used.
So there's another Gork and Snock in here. And everybody go ahead and roll initiative. Because, I mean, they're more than aware of you. While you're adding initiative, I'm going to grab some water. I'll be right back. Okay. So did everybody get their init in there? Let's see here. Oh, goody. Oh, right. Yeah, god damn it. I'm having one of those days with Roll20. Sorry. There you go.
Why unless you mark me computer?
Okay. So, Cletaris, you can hear this stuff moving around upstairs. What would you like to do?
I'd like to go upstairs.
Okay, so you you are climbing the ladder up the stairs. That will take your movement to get up to the top of the stairs. Windmills aren't really like normal, like a tower. There's a lot of space between the ground floor and the top. Let's see here. What am I doing? We'll put you on this other map. And you can see that up in the rafters, if you scroll down here, you can see that there are these two goblins up there. Now you could, if you wanted to, I don't know, as a paladin you probably have javelins. You could huck a javelin at one of them.
I say Griark and then tuck a javelin at them.
Okay.
I know, I have a short bow, not a javelin.
Oh, there you go.
8.
No, and the one goblin, when you say Briark and fire your bow and miss, the one goblin yells to the other one in broken comment, I don't think she used term right. Scaly, what would you like to do?
I will also climb the ladder and at the top say Briark and shoot frostbite at one of them. Con save 13.
Oh my god, why is it doing this? 13 is a miss.
That's a con save DC 13 on crossbow.
Okay. Okay. Ooh. You actually did okay. You got a 15.
Then he has nothing happen.
Okay. The other one says, me don't think they know goblin words very well. Gwerk is over here, and he moves to this back corner, and then you see him, he's got his short bow, and he's got an arrow nocked, and he's holding it in his left hand, and in his finger, or in his index, so the arrow is knocked through these fingers. In his index finger and thumb, he is holding a rock, and he takes a flint and starts to strike the rock to light his arrow on fire. That is his turn. Smock, on the other hand, is going to come over and take a slash at Cletaris with his scimitar. Oof, that's ugly. But he whiffs it with a 7. Smokey, what would you like to do?
I want to deck the guy trying to light his bow, but I don't know if I can get to him because I gotta go up the ladder.
So it's 30 feet up the ladder. But you could shoot an arrow at him.
Okay, I'll do that. So, like 9. God, really?
9 is a miss.
Just terrible rolls today. Man, I'm looking up. Shit.
Weeben, what would you like to do?
God, after this one, like everybody goes up and bad things happen up there. Can I even get up there with all the people up there without like falling down?
Yeah, the top of this tower, the top of this windmill is kind of packed at the top of the ladder.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you know what? Wait, can I see one of the goblins from down there?
Well, actually, we'll give you something to do here. Coming in the door is a larv, another larv. Mostly because I think I ran out of goblin names. Larv, gets a whole terrifying 3 for his initiative. So hooray for Steve the Devil, he's no longer last. So yeah, in the door comes Larv, charging in like he's the great goblin savior, with his scimitar and shield out. So you're not surprised he's yelling. Yeah, exactly. You sound like a crazy person.
Keeping in theme with everybody else, I will move towards him and yell, "Briark!"
You yell Briark, and he stops screaming and kind of gets this weird look on his face.
And then I try and stab him with my rapier for 17.
A 17 hits.
Sweet. I don't think I get the sneak because I think Steve is just outside of the range.
Right.
And 9 damage.
Oh, geez. So he comes running in the door and then immediately is killed by a rapier through the face.
It's like...
Steve the Devil, what would you like to do?
how high up is the doorway?
30 feet.
30 feet up?
Yep.
Well, I won't look. I'll yell up to the hole, what's going on up there?
What, you mean this place is entirely flammable? Here, hold on, I'll cast fireball.
I'll climb up the ladder to the hatch without going in.
Okay.
And from there, I will cast Prestidigitation.
Okay.
And I will cast it for a puff of wind to try to help clear out some of the dust.
Some of the flower dust? Okay. That's actually a really good idea. So, yeah, so you cast and Prestidigitation, and up here, you guys kind of see this. It's almost like a Disney moment. This whirlwind goes around and blows all the dust out of the second story up here. All of this niacin dust is blown out the hatches. These are windows all the way around the second floor. And most of this floor is taken up with gearworks for the spline shaft that goes down to the bottom floor. So you're not in danger. If he lights this arrow, you're not in danger of the entire top floor exploding. The downstairs floor.
Yay.
Downstairs floor, on the other hand. But I mean, if it were to explode and you guys were all to die, I mean, that'd be a pretty, like, Mel Gibson style death. I mean, yeah, like 80s action movie Mel Gibson star death would be, a way to go. Cletaris, you've got this goblin up in your grill. What would you like to do?
Just a minute. I would like to move here and then stab it.
Go for it.
18.
That's a hit.
5 damage.
Oof. Yeah, you slash this goblin and he yells out, "Briark!" But he doesn't step away.
Exactly.
Scaly, what would you like to do?
Am I in melee with this one, or am I far enough away I can move?
You're 5 feet away from him.
Okay, I'll go over to this guy and bite him with primal savagery.
Okay.
That was almost a crit. 19 to hit.
That hits.
For 8 points of acido damage.
Oh, excellent. So, you clamp down on Gork, and he had just lit his arrow. Make a dexterity saving throw. Ugh.
I'm not.
Oh, fuck. All right. Steve the Devil and Weeben, you see this lit arrow fall down through the gearworks and come down into the second level.
Ah, shit.
30% chance of ignition. Oh, fuck me. Odd 8. So, Steve the Devil and Weeben make dexterity saving throws.
That'd be a whopping 12.
Okay. And what about Weeben?
And 13.
You guys see this arrow come down, and it actually makes it all the way down, and it's the arrow point bounces off the millstone, which causes an additional set of sparks to fly off of this lit arrow. And the whole area kind of flash explodes. Not like explosive force, but like gas vapor just suddenly burning off. You both take 10 points of fire damage.
It's been fun, y'all. Bye.
So Weebin's down.
We've been down.
Okay.
Yeah, so Steve, you went,
And Steve, in addition to the fire damage, you fall off the ladder and land at the bottom. You would have taken another 3d6 falling damage, but you actually, you just get one automatic failure on your death save. Gravity's a cruel mistress, especially with coup de grace. So you guys upstairs can see this flash of fire, and you hear a thud, and you don't hear any movement downstairs anymore. Snock is going to slash at Clitaris. And probably misses with a 14. I would imagine. Smokey, what would you like to do?
Attack, I guess.
Okay.
Let's see. The person who dropped the arrow is still up, right? Right.
No, Scaly chomped him in half.
Oh, okay.
Probably picked him up and shook him around, like a dog with a rabbit.
I'll attack the thing closest to me, the short sword. Hopefully rolled the first good roll of the game for me. Come on. Yay, that's good. 19.
That hits.
So, one short sword, 5 points of piercing.
So from behind, Clitaris, you see the point of this short sword come out the nape of the neck of Smock, and Smock is no more.
Yay.
So, you got 2 downed people downstairs.
That's true.
Can I do anything for them? Or
I'm gonna go heal them.
Okay.
oh,
Yeah, you're out of combat. Hold on here.
is there anything to look at up here, or was it just enemies?
Let me see.
hell.
So each of the goblins, they seemed like they were more interested in having fun than actually looting, but they each have a pouch, and between the 3 of them, you find 7 copper pieces each.
Just to recall, somebody is keeping track of Party Kitty, or
Well, in this case, it's 7 copper each, so, I mean...
Oh, yeah, I meant that as a general question.
Yeah, somebody was. I know that Cameron had asked somebody else to do it. I don't know if Jeff was doing it again, or...
I had a couple notes. We divided the gold, but there's really just the unicorn holy symbol that Smokey took. There hasn't been a lot of...
Yeah, there hasn't been... I mean, you're only first level. There's not going to be... You're not going to find a +3 Holy Avenger just yet.
Well, didn't we just get another holy symbol?
Yes.
Second one?
Yes. Holy Symbol of Asmodeus, worth 75 gold pieces.
Well, if you guys want, if I can find my damn notebook, I will do Party Kitty
Okay.
this game.
Sure.
I will bite the bullet on that one.
Thank you.
So there was the unicorn... Oh, well, somebody took the unicorn. I think Smokey took the unicorn holy symbol of Myliki.
I don't know. I have a wooden core box. No, wait, it says my leaky.
Yep.
Yeah.
Holy symbol of Myliki.
So I'll write down holy symbol for it so that it's more clear what it is.
And so, Clitaris, you're going to do some healing spells on Weeben and Steve.
That thing was 75 gold.
Correct.
I'm gonna do lay on hands, 2 points on each of them and 1 on myself.
Okay.
But that is all of my lay on hands.
Okay. So,
2 points.
Weeben and Steve both have 2 points, or 2 hit points.
Yep.
If you would like, you could take a short rest here and spend your one and only hit die. I don't think you guys have taken a short rest yet, have you?
No.
No, we haven't done nothing.
So yeah, if you would like, you could take an hour's short rest here to kind of collect yourselves.
How many points did I get back before?
2. What about yourselves?
So where I learned about the niacin dust from Mills was from watching, I forget what it was what recipe it was I was watching about, but I was watching on YouTube, Tasting History with Max Miller, and he had brought up about how dangerous these windmills actually were. And so yeah, thank you to Max Miller for that.
Yeah, when I did powder coating at my last job, that was a pretty big risk.
Yeah. I had never really thought about how flammable flour actually is. But yeah, it can be evidently pretty bad.
I think Mythbusters did a thing with powdered sugar compared to flour compared to talc. It's all about surface area and energy in the molecule.
Right. And actually, there's the tresem. Like, where did the tresem go? I should probably make it a little bit bigger so I can see it. There we go. That's better. Okay. So, that was all that was in the windmill. Now, from where you're standing, you can see to the southeast of you the path to the bridge that crosses from this village to the keep. The keep is designed in what is called a motte and bailey, in that this island that the keep is built on is actually an artificial island, built specifically for the security of the keep. But you can see that this path to the southeast is where the bridge starts that leads to the keep. And when you came to the town, walking up the road, you could see that the keep had been hit a couple of times with boulders, and that the bridge crossing over to the keep had been partially collapsed. So the keep itself has also been has been battered quite badly. What would you guys like to do?
Is that where we're heading, is to the bridge?
Sure.
Okay.
If need be, I can fly a rope across, but I'm pretty scrawny, so I can't carry too many people.
Now, I could walk on the river and take a rope across too, but we're still then dealing with rope crossings.
So the river is like 30 feet down. This bridge is kind of like an arched bridge. Or actually, so the bridge is 70 feet long, 10 feet wide. It is sloped. There's a 15-foot long section here that is separated. It is sloped down. So jumping from here to here, you have advantage. The reverse is true jumping the other way.
There's also a bunch of broken buildings all over those, so I'm sure that there's like pieces of wood we could walk over if we wanted to. That doesn't seem like it'd be that hard, honestly.
That's true.
So, I mean, I'll leave it up to the group, but if you guys want to look for some wood so it's less hazardous, I'll throw down and help.
Yeah,
Yeah, we think it's about 10 to 15 feet, depending on the where.
So if you have a strength score of 15 or higher, you can just leap across the broken bridge section if you move 10 feet before you make a jump. Everybody else has to make an athletics check to make the jump, unless Steve wants to just string a rope, or if you guys want, you can try to find some broken wood. Anybody who wants to search for some timber that'll breach the gap, make an investigation check.
I'll do that.
Same. 18.
Okay.
I got nothing. Okay.
Would the rope of climbing be useful here?
Theoretically, yes. Because the rope of if you have a rope of climbing, you can command the rope of climbing to stretch across the gap and tie itself to something.
And you said we already have that from the end of the last one, right? You said everything you gave us is already ours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey guys, I have this cool thing. It's called a rope of climbing. Well, you want willing to share it with you guys? If you're willing, I can do it. 15 feet. That's an easy gap for me to do.
So Scaly and Smoky, both of you roll 3d6.
Ten altogether.
So Scaly, you only find a piece of wood that's 8 feet long, and Smoky, you find one that's 10 feet long. Not long enough to really reach across securely to make a makeshift bridge.
Well, my strength score is high enough, so I will jump.
Okay. So you're over there.
Roll for the jump, because if I fall, I land on water.
True.
Why not just walk across the water?
Oh, yeah. So Scaly jumps across, no problem. Your Smoky's Tressum just flies across.
Yeah, Steve's not on the bridge. I'm just kind of circling around up above.
Okay.
Ahead.
Okay. Weeben and Clitaris. So Weeben, did you want to use your rope climbing?
Does Clitaris want help with the rope? If not, I'll just trust my roll. I think I can make it. You said to make a 15, was it?
Yes.
I think I can make a 15.
Athletics or acrobatics on that 15 roll?
I would allow you to do either or. If you have good acrobatics, you can use acrobatics.
Athletics. I'm trying athletics.
I'm at imagine a paladin in all the armor.
Well, consider her dice just fell down into the couch. I'm assuming she fell down into the
The dice, they reveal all.
17.
Okay, so Clitaris jumps across.
I'll just put the last three.
Reuben just says, fuck it, I'll jump too then. I'm brave. I'm not afraid. Soft 20.
Yeah, you make it across. So on the south side of this bridge, you see that there is a gatehouse that is set aside as a guard barracks. The east building contains 6 bunk beds, and the doors are open. You can see inside that there are 6 bunk beds in each side, 12 in all, but the building is empty. Just outside, on the other side of the gate, there is the signs of a boulder that has crashed through. Now, this, looking down, this is actually the very top of the keep. There is a set of doors leading in. So when this boulder, this green section is the bailey, and then there is a door, a grand door that leads into the keep itself.
Do you guys want a long rest at the beds or no?
Sure.
Does anybody need it, I guess?
I just have cantrips left, but at first level, that's not unusual.
Steve, you're flying. What are you doing?
I mean, once people start going in the building, I'll land and follow them in.
Okay. So you see from the top, on the top of the keep, of course, there is a flag, and the flag, hold on here. So the flag waves atop a 30-foot high wooden flagpole that rises from the northeast corner. The flag depicts the stylized head of a golden fox with a rose clenched in its teeth on a purple background.
Fancy.
You can make a history check. Steve?
Yeah, it's June Smith. Yeah, Steve didn't pay attention in school too much. He rolled a 7.
Okay. So with a 7, you're like, yeah, that's vaguely familiar, but you know, who pays attention to all that heraldry and shit?
Did I see that on a cereal box?
So are you guys? So you wanted to go and sleep in the bunks? Is that what you're planning?
I mean, I suggested it, but it seems like nobody's really interested. So I guess we're in pretty good health. And
I am at 4 of 9.
Yeah, you're at
I
half.
want to look around. Anything to steal.
Okay.
I mean, I'm good either way. We just did the short rest, so I mean, whenever the party wants.
it seems like I'm the only one that was wanting to do it, so never mind.
Okay.
Can other people do history checks on the purple flag, or was Steve the only one that could see it because it was up there?
He's the only one that can really see it at this point because he's up at the top of the keep.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
So, entering the keep.
Yeah.
When I land and catch up with the party, I'll let them know about the cereal box flag on the top of the keep.
Okay, so then everybody else, you can make a history check.
Not me. 5.
I did worse.
6.
Cletaris can make that with advantage. History check.
Here she comes.
Save the day.
Well, I think she did the best out of all of us with the 12.
With a 12, Cletaris recognizes the description as that being of the Nandar family. And she vaguely remembers that, let's see here, the Nandars were given stewardship of the town of Nightstone. Let's see, I know her name. What's his name? Anyways, I forget his name, but his wife, he died, and his wife, Lady Volrosa Nandar, had taken over stewardship. The Nandars are actually a fairly well-known noble family from Waterdeep. You know that in the past, the Nandar family had some issues with the elves of the Ardeep Forest. The nobles would go into the Ardeep Forest and go hunting, and the elves would get pissed off about that. They were also logging from there, and there was several skirmishes between the Nandar Keep and the elves, and they recently came to with the Duke's death, Lady Volrosa came to a understanding with the elves and promised to stop all of the shenanigans. And things have been, with the elves of the Ardeep Forest, things have been fairly peaceful for the last several years. The elves wouldn't consider them friends, but the elves are okay. Entering the keep, you find that half of the keep is destroyed in rubble. Well, at least a quarter of it, where a boulder just destroyed the southeast tower completely. There are 4 guards here standing around a table with the body of Lady Volrosa atop the shattered remains of an oak dining table. And as you walk in, they're arguing about what their next steps are going to be. And you walk in, and they all kind of turn to you and look at you and one says, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" And all of them reach for swords. What do you guys want to say?
Who are you? What are you doing here? Why you in Canada, eh?
This one, she says, I'm Kaelin Zam. This is Alara Winterspell, Torum Breck, and Sidiri Hanlar. We are the ladies' guards. And Torum starts to sob, and he says, "Poor Lady Volrosa."
Is it true she got smushed by a boulder from a giant? Awesome. Just want to verify the story from the presenter.
They realize you're not goblins. Well, with the exception of maybe Smokey. They're leery about Smokey. But Kaelin tells you that Nightstone was bombarded by rocks dropped from a giant castle in the sky. The keep was cut off from the village when a rock tore away part of the bridge. With nowhere to hide, the people in the village lowered the drawbridge and fled north. In the event of an attack, the villagers are supposed to retreat to the keep, but with the bridge out, that was no longer an option. She says north of Nightstone, about a mile away, are some bat caves. She said she thinks the villagers probably went there to hide. Several guards stationed in the village fled north with the villagers. Once the villagers had fled, 4 pale-skinned giants descended from the sky, uprooted the Nightstone in the village square, and took it back to their castle. The Cloud Castle then left soon after, drifting eastward. Lady Nandar was in the Great Hall when the roof collapsed. She was buried under rubble and died before anyone could reach her. Weeben, make a perception check.
I be perceiving. We been be perceiving. Or not.
Weeben did not perceive much. I think I got a 6.
Nope.
No.
Make that an 8.
Okay. The guards beseech you to, if you can, to go save the villagers, or or at least send word that it's safe for them to come back.
Do we trust what they're saying to us?
Yeah. I mean, these guys have really no reason to lie, and these are the noble house guards. So I mean,
their story matches the one from the Zentran chick.
Yes.
I believe it. It makes sense to me. I do wonder if they know why the Giants took the Nightstone now, if they know anything.
That they have no idea. They are completely baffled. This was a completely unprovoked attack. The Giants attacked, stole the Nightstone, and fled. And like the guards say, the Nightstone, we just assumed that it was some leftover, piece of architecture or whatever from a long lost previous empire. Nobody paid much attention to it. As far as we knew, when it was thoroughly examined, it did give off a very faint aura of magic, but nobody could pinpoint, what that magical aura, what school it belonged to or anything. It didn't do anything. It was just there. So we don't know why the Giants suddenly stole it.
I'm down to save the villagers. What about you guys?
Sure.
All right. So before we continue on, everybody gets level 2.
Woohoo.
And you can all complete a long rest and get all of your hit points and spell slots back before you leave the village going to the bat caves. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
That cave.
Actually, There. Relix is actually a character now.
So what you're saying is there was nothing that I could steal because those people were there watching us.
There's nothing that you could steal because you didn't notice it.
Oh.
But they would have had some serious problems if you tried to steal it.
Oh, too bad.
I can tell you that it was a let's see, what was it? A non-magical wedding ring set with tourmalines on the third finger of her left hand worth 750 gold pieces.
Yeah. I'd have probably left that alone. With all of them watching me.
Stealing the wedding ring off of the corpse of a noble woman while 4 of her guards are staying there, and they really liked her, probably not the wisest choice.
Yeah, they're just like, the juice is not worth the squeeze.
Right. So is everybody leveled up?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys get a decent night's rest and heal up, and the next morning you head out to the northwest towards these bat caves. You note that the hills around Nightstone are riddled with caves. And as you make your way to the description given to you of these bat caves, everybody can make a survival check. Or really, actually, not everybody. Let Scaly and Smokey make the survival check, since that's what they're kind of good at.
Scaly got a 16.
Okay.
I only got 9.
So, Scaly, you kind of scout out the area. You find that there are these, in addition to this large main cave entrance, you find 2 smaller cave entrances, but the first one that you find is very, very narrow. Weeben wouldn't have a problem getting in there, but the rest of you are going to have some issues getting through these narrow cracks, and it is a small little river, little stream that flows into this cave system. The other one is fairly small as well, only being about 3 feet wide, as opposed to this main cave entrance, which is 10 feet wide. Not really suitable for getting in, especially somebody like Clitaris is not going to get in there. If you're trying to sneak in, they're not going to be stealthy about it. So it's up to you if you guys want to choose the main entrance or make your attempts trying to get in one of the other 2 ways.
Weeben likes to sneak. We've been sneaking.
Or you could send in Weeben through one of the other ways if you wanted. Please go ahead, split the party. I don't care.
Steve's down for whatever's the least inconvenient.
The main entrance obviously would be the least inconvenient. Anybody?
Yeah, Steve's just all about little work, little effort.
Right. That sounds like my lifehood mantra. Work smarter, not harder.
If no one's going to object, then Weeben will try to do some sneakitude.
Okay. So does Weeben want to... so are you sneaking in one of the side tunnels?
Yeah.
So on the west side is a small little river that goes in that you could go in, or you can go in on the east side. Which one would you prefer to do?
Well, let me toss a coin here because I don't particularly care. East. I forgot which one meant which at first.
Okay, so on the east side is dry. Weebin.
My character's not afraid of water this time, so I could have gone either way.
Right.
I'm not afraid of water this time.
So Weebin, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Son of a bitch.
That good, huh?
Literally, that's one of the two things I'm really good at. And of course, that's like the one I roll a crappy 3 plus 3 plus 10.
Okay.
10. I add a 7 to my roll and I got a 10.
Okay. We will come back to Weebin in but a moment.
Bullshit. Why did I roll good on stupid things and then I want to roll good on good things?
So, in addition to these other two entrances, you found that there are humanoid tracks leading to these caves. It's clear that this is where the villagers went. The yawning cave mouth is 12 feet wide and 20 feet high. Beyond, you see a vast cavern with a forest of stalagmites in its center and 10-foot-high ledges along the walls. Water drips from stalactite-covered ceiling, which rises to a height of 30 feet in the middle of this cavern. 6 naturally formed tunnels lead from this central cavern to other parts of the cave complex. The floor is littered with broken spears, broken shields, and drops of bat guano. Okay, so...
What's the light situation in this place?
It is... Let's see here. There are no light sources. It is dark in here.
I will cast a light spell then.
Okay.
Dancing lights.
Okay. So you're going to cast dancing lights in the middle of the cave?
That seems like a good idea.
Okay. Hold on just a moment.
And it says I can merge them all together to make one big source, and that's what I'll do. One big ball of light.
Let's see here. Trying to grab as many of these guys as I can. Okay. So you, oh man. Okay. You cast dancing lights, which immediately alerts the goblins.
Ah, shit.
And Nob. And his wife Thog. Okay, so on these ledges in here, directly here and further in, each of these ledges has a goblin. They are armed with short bows. And goblins, which is Niche, we'll say he's the leader. They get an 11. Okay. Yeah. it's good you guys took a long rest. Everybody roll initiative. Okay.
And that's a nat 20 for a 22.
Nice.
I did not roll a nat 20.
But you still got a 22.
Yeah. So, I mean, technically, he gets to go first. He's more naturally just awesome about it all.
Okay. And like I said, we will get to Weeben on his initiative. So, Steve the Devil, you see, as soon as your dancing lights goes off, you can see that there are goblins on each of these ledges. In the cave is a natural warm spring that has created a giant mud puddle here. And there is an ogre named Knob that is bathing in the mud. In the center of the cavern, up to the north, is a small little forest of stalagmites that has been turned into a little ogre home sweet home, and that's where Thog, his wife, is, who is now awake because the dancing lights woke her up. So, Steve the Devil, what would you like to do?
I'll be like, ah, shit. And then this big guy over here, the one that looks the most menacing, I will flip a cantrip of firebolt at him. Like, ah, shit, pew.
So, you're probably about here.
Do I have a clear... Yeah, I can see him, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that you probably moved up ahead so that you could cast dancing lights.
So that's gonna be a 14 to hit.
A 14 hits.
Woo.
What did you cast on him?
Firebolt.
Okay.
3 damage.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. So, Firebolt hits Knob, and he's like, oh, burns. Meanwhile, over on the eastern end of the cavern, Weeben having to go pull a Frodo Baggins and split the party. You come into a cavern here, and you see that stalactites and stalagmites crowd this 20-foot high, 15-foot wide cave. Rising up from the middle of the floor is a particularly large, 10-foot tall stalagmite riddled with 4-inch wide, 12-inch deep, naturally formed holes that bore down into a hollow central cavity. Lying at the base of the stalagmite, you see that there are 2 badly corroded remains of 2 goblin scimitars.
Whoa.
Now, so you are stealthed. What would you like to do? There is a cavern leading out to the north and a cavern that leads to the west.
Okay. So there's 2 goblin scimitars. They're just really rusted. And
Not rusted, corroded.
Oh, corroded. Yeah, that's worse. Okay.
They are pitted, and sections of the, I mean, not that goblins' steel is all that great, but there are sections in the blade where the corrosion has gone clear through.
Gotcha. And on top of that, that's
Stalagmite.
Right?
Yeah, it's 10 feet tall.
Stalagmite. And it's got holes in it too.
Yeah, it's got naturally formed holes in this stalagmite, and you can tell that the interior of this stalagmite, just looking at it, is hollow.
Okay.
And it's pitch black in here.
Oh. I don't think I can't see shit for shit then.
Well, you could light a
All right.
torch.
I think that's what I'll start with, is lighting a torch then, but that's going to take away my stealthiness, huh?
It will.
All right. Then I will attempt to.
I mean, what
feel my way.
you're basically looking at extremely dim light. You know, whatever is spilling in from this small cave entrance that you entered from. That light is spilling in, but beyond that, everything's dark.
So I can only see this far as what you're saying.
You can see it here and here.
Okay.
And it's, like I said, dim light.
Okay. Then I will walk as far as I can in the dim light before lighting my torch. Get as far as I can to maximize the fact that I can't be seen yet.
Okay. So do you want to go north or do you want to go west?
This way. West.
Okay.
It won't let me click. Stop doing that. So I can go about this far,
Correct.
which I assume is about as far as the light takes me anyway.
Correct.
Okay. I go that far.
Okay. So you go that far and you light your torch. When you light your torch, you could suddenly start to hear behind you, coming from the central column, this gloppy, slopping sound. And coming
that's not a good idea.
out of the hole, naturally formed holes in the column, is Blob, the black pudding. And
Oh, that's not good.
let's see here. I don't think that Blob is particularly dexterous. No, Blob is not. So let's see. Nope, Blob gets a whole whopping 2 on his initiative. But you can see that coming out of this, out of these holes is this black pudding, and it is moving towards you.
Do I have any idea what this black pudding is?
You probably, being a rogue, you've probably encountered oozes are fairly primitive. They're going to be in just about every sewer system at some point. You're aware of what a black pudding is. And we will come
So
back.
do I know whether or not my weapons would be of any use against it?
Yeah, I would think so. So let's see here. You know that if you hit it, let's see here. This is a large pudding. If you hit it, or a large ooze, if you hit it with a lightning or a slashing weapon, it will split into 2 puddings if it has at least 10 hit points.
So if I hit it with a lightning or slash weapon, it'll split in 2.
Correct.
But if I stab it, it won't split into 2.
That is correct. A creature that touches a pudding or hits it with a melee attack while within 5 feet of it will also take 1d8 acid damage. Any non-magical weapon made of metal or wood that hits the pudding corrodes. After dealing damage, the weapon takes a permanent and cumulative -1 penalty to damage rolls.
Oh, shit.
If its penalty drops to -5, the weapon is destroyed. Non-magical ammunition made of wood or metal that hits the pudding is destroyed after dealing damage. The pudding can eat through 2-inch thick non-magical wood or metal in 1 round.
All right, well, in that case, I will use my short bow, and because I'm like, yeah, arrows, I can deal with those going away. I'm not trying to damage my weapon. So I will shoot an arrow at it.
Well, your action was to light your torch.
Oh, yeah.
So we will come back to you. Knob is like, ow, burns. Now it's my turn. And he is going to run up and try to smash the caster, because that's a fun game, and make a great club attack on Steve the Devil. Oh, Jesus. But he doesn't quite make it and trips getting out of the mud puddle and falls prone at Steve's feet. Fucking knob.
Steve reacts with the, oh, that looked like it hurt.
Yeah, he's holding his shin. Scaly, what would you like to do?
I will cast. Is that an ogre? Is that a humanoid?
It's ogres are large giant.
Is the goblin over here goblins humanoid?
Goblins are, I think they are now. Yes, they are small humanoids.
Okay, hold on. You want to be sure of range? Yeah, that's okay. Okay, I will move over here and cast Charm Person on that goblin.
Okay. So, Gobby here.
Wisdom save DC 13.
Okay. Ooh, 18.
Damn it! Then I will bonus action turn into a giant toad.
Okay.
And let's see, what was my remaining move? Okay.
I will put this little symbol on you to mark that you are wild shaped.
Okay, giant toad going to the east.
Okay.
Done.
All right. Goblins. This goblin is going to move to here. And he is going to take a shot at Clitoris with his short bow. Ugh. Not with a 6. This goblin is going to try to take a shot at the giant toad that is scaly, but he's at disadvantage because he's shooting through some stalagmites. 17 to hit.
Yep.
Okay. That's an eagle eye sharpshooter goblin. He has a scope. for 8 points of piercing damage. I don't, off the top of my head, know how many hit points giant toads have, but
39. They in D&D Beyond, they let you add as extras wild shape forms, so at least you can reference the tick sheet.
Gotcha.
Okay, marked off 8 points.
This goblin is going to make a short bow attack on Steve the Devil, but he's at disadvantage because there's an ogre in the way. Oof. And the ogre gets hit in the back with an arrow for 3 points of damage. And that kind of pisses the ogre off because his compatriots are morons. Let's see what this guy can do.
I just look at him like, oh, y'all fucked up. Just shake my head.
This goblin is going to try to make a short bow attack on Clitaris. 14 misses, obviously. Okay. So that is the gobbies. So, Clitaris, what would you like to do? There's this ogre up in your caster's face.
I'm going to move up and attack said ogre.
Go for it.
17.
17 hits.
Cool. I'd like to divine smite that if I can.
Oh, most certainly.
Because
So, the cool thing with paladins, and I highly recommend this in the future, if you if you take like shield bash, the cool thing with paladins is the way that divine smite reads is all it says is you have to hit with a melee attack. It doesn't say anything more than that. You could flick them with your finger, you could shield bash them, you could hit them with a sword, whatever, and divine smite it counts.
Yep. Do you want any of the damage separately or all together is fine?
You can do it all together. He doesn't really have any resistances.
So 15 damage.
How much?
15.
Okay. That gets his attention. He wails out, kind of half sobbing, "Oh, that hurt!" Smokey, what would you and Rulix, your Tressum, like to do?
So I have some spells now. Just few. I'd like to use Hunter's Mark as my bonus action.
Nice. You marking the ogre?
Yes, and then I'm gonna attack the ogre.
Okay.
Let me get.
Before you do that, though, I forgot. The ogre is actually prone. So Clitaris, roll your attack again and see if you get a d20 or see if you get a nat 20.
Okay.
If you get a nat 20, we're going to do another 15 points of damage because it would have been doubled.
No.
Okay. So, Smokey, you have advantage on your attack.
Well, that should help.
Actually, all your attacks. So.
Yeah. That's a 22 to hit. That's gonna hit.
Yes, it does.
Okay. So it's 1d6 piercing plus 3. I got a 6, so that's 9. And then since I did the hunter's mark, I got another d6.
Correct.
So 14 altogether on that attack.
Nice.
And then I get another one because I have 2 swords.
Yep, and it is also an advantage.
Okay, good. I got 16 on that one.
That hits.
Yay. I rolled another 6, so 9 points, and then 14 altogether.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Yikes. Smokey's fucking up the ogre. Okay. Meanwhile, on the western side of the cavern, Blob, the black pudding, oozes out of the stalagmite and he's going to make a pseudopod attack on Weeben. Now, it only gets a 12. And so you see this part. Anybody who's ever played Dungeons and Dragons Online, when you fight oozes, it's really funny because part of the ooze actually turns into like this gooey fist and tries to slap you. And it just slaps the ground. And where it hits, you can see this rock that it hit just kind of starts to sizzle and smoke. And that is all that Blob is going to do. In the middle of the cavern, you hear a female ogre yell and go, "Nog!" And she comes running out of the little forest of stalagmites. There's 40. She is going to do a dash to get up to... she just gets up to Smokey, but she can do nothing else. Steve the Devil, what would you like to do?
That is a very good question. Is the guy in front of me still prone?
He is.
Let me do a quick measurement. Okay, they're just about close enough. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to fly a little bit, just to go over the top of that guy, so I'm in between those two, but just slightly above them.
So he could make an attack of opportunity at disadvantage. You want him? You're going to allow that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he only got an 11.
I was hoping. So when I get to that spot, I'm going to cast Arms of Hadar.
Ooh.
As a warlock spell.
Okay, so you went. So on your level 2, you went one level of lock, huh?
Yep.
So, Arms of Hadar. I know. Doesn't that create like a mass of tentacles, or?
Yes, it creates a mass of tentacles. Hits everything within 10 feet of me. So I should be out of the range of my cohorts. And let me double check real quick. Oh, where'd you go?
Is it a 10-foot sphere?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it erupts from me 10 foot.
Oops, that's not what I
I
wanted.
believe they got to make a strength save.
And are you basically casting it right on him?
In between the two, because isn't there a guy on this ledge?
Yes. So basically right below you is where you're casting it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because doesn't it center off of me?
Yeah, it's a self spell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 10 foot off self.
Okay. So there is your Arms of Hadar. And so they both need to make dex saves?
Strength save.
Oh, strength saves. Okay. So the ogre gets an 11.
DC 16 on that.
So the ogre fails. The goblin, the goblin actually technically rolls a 0.
No shit.
So what happens to them?
Tentacles slap them around. They take 2d6 necro damage.
Okay, go ahead and roll
And
your.
That's going to come out to 5 necro.
Okay, so they each take 5 necro.
And on top of that, on a failed save, they cannot take reactions until its next turn.
Okay. All right, so if you want to run away without having to do disengage, you're not in any danger from either one of them.
Exactly.
Okay.
So then to finish my turn, I will continue my flying and just kind of circle around, doing a little passover.
Okay. All right. Meanwhile,
So I did drive-by slappage.
slappage with the wet tentacles. Meanwhile, to the west, the harrowing adventures of Weeben. Weeben, what would you like to do?
Weeben will toss the torch behind a bit to kind of give me a light source to free up my hands.
Okay.
And I would like to pick up, I like to take a 5-foot step back.
If you do that, the black pudding will get an attack of opportunity.
If I attack it, it's going to hit me anyway, though, at range, right?
That's true. So right now you're in melee, so you would be at disadvantage if you want to use your short bow.
Right.
Now, did you take second level as rogue?
Yeah.
Do you get at second level? Do you get the option to use disengage as a bonus action?
I do. Yes, you're right.
So you could disengage, move as far as you'd like, and then make an attack.
I like that idea. Okay. I will disengage, move back about 10 feet,
Okay.
however far that is.
Let's see here. Let's see here.
Okay.
So that would put you about here.
Okay, so I'll move back about there, and I will fire my bow at it.
Go for it.
All right, dice. Don't limit down. 16.
That hits. I mean, you're probably not ever going to miss. It's got an armor class of 7.
You know what? I can roll a 2.
Yeah.
Roll a 2 hit. You're right. I'll never miss because if I roll a 1, I can always re-roll it.
Right. You're halfling.
Mm-hmm. For 10 damage.
Okay.
Never underestimate Brian's capability of rolling 2 1s at once.
That's true.
That is entirely possible.
All right.
Okay.
So,
And then
I mean, you could keep moving if you wanted to.
I will do that. I will back up another like 10 feet.
Okay.
I'm assuming I threw the torch about this far.
I would say that's probably where your torch landed.
Okay, cool. And that's where I will go to.
Okay. All right. Nob the ogre is going to use half his movement to stand up with his skinned knees. And is going to try and bring his great club down on Clitoris. Ooh. 25 to hit.
That hits.
For 15 bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
And he lets out a grand ogre roar. Roar! Scaly, what would you like to do?
I will move the toady 20 feet and bite said goblin.
Okay. That hits.
$27 points.
Jesus. You swallow the goblin whole. He is dead.
That's all the movement I have. Bonus doesn't get me any further, and I'm planning out my next move.
Okay. The goblins. This goblin is going to step back 10 feet and take a shot at Steve the Devil with his short bow. 23 to hit for 5 points of piercing damage.
And
This goblin is going to take a shot at Smokey at disadvantage because Thog is in melee with Smokey and Knob is in the way. Misses with an 8. And this goblin up here doesn't like what it just saw happen to the other goblin with the giant toad or giant frog, and is going to make an attack, a short bow attack on Scaly.
Is there any disadvantage for the obstacles? I don't know how tall they are.
Misses with an 11. Yeah, he was at disadvantage.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's all the goblins. So it is all the goblins. Okay. Cleotaurus, what would you like to do?
your turn.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my healing stick. Where's my healing stick?
Your healing stick.
Healing stick.
Twig of Band-Aid.
Band-Aid twig.
She's already going to use the healing stick, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, she is.
Mm-hmm. For some healing.
That's a terrible roll. Okay, well, I gained 7 hit points, so that's good, I guess. And am I able to, like, take a more defensive stance?
So you got hit points back. What do you mean by taking a more defensive stance?
I don't know, so it's harder to hit? I don't know.
Not really.
Okay. Well, I guess that's what I do.
Okay. So as what did you go with for your fight? Have you picked your fighting style yet?
Protection.
Okay.
It helps anybody else with me.
So you could theoretically, because Smokey is with, I mean, as far as a defensive stance, if Smokey gets attacked, you can impose your shield between the attack and Smokey to give disadvantage to the attack.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that was Clitaris. Smokey, what would you like to do? You now have Knob, who is hurting pretty bad, and his wife Thog, who has run up to you. She thinks you're trying to take her man.
Yeah, I still have the hunter's mark on the man, so I'm gonna attack him again.
Okay.
It's 23.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah. Okay, so 1 plus 3. So that's 4 points, and then another d6. So it's 6 points altogether.
So you slash Knob, and his entrails fall out, and Knob slops to the ground, dead.
Okay, and then I can use a bonus action on a subsequent turn after they die to put the mark on a new creature.
Correct.
But if it's not subsequent, I can turn around and attack the ogre way
Sure.
with my second. Okay, I'll do that. Wow, I'm rolling pretty damn good. That's like 24. Yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
That's my turn.
She is terribly pissed off that you killed her mate.
Bring it.
Meanwhile, to the west, the Black Pudding is going to pursue. But that is as far as the Black Pudding can get. All right. So it readies an action in case its prey tries to come back out. And we are to Thog. Thog is going to bring her great club down on Smokey for a 21 to hit.
Is she a disadvantage because of the protection thing, or was that only against the other guy?
So if Clitaris wants to, she can impose her shield.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So that means that Thog only gets a 9, and the Great Club bounces off of Clitaris' shield. She just puts it in front of Smokey all of a sudden and protects you from the attack.
Thank you.
Steve the Devil, what would you like to do?
Who shot an arrow at me?
This guy right here.
I'm going to use my bonus action to move my dancing lights that I cast earlier into his face to try to blind him, and then I'm going to hit him with a Eldritch Blast.
Okay. So I will say that your dancing lights gives you the help action, and you get to make that attack with advantage.
Score. Shit. Roll a 4 and a 5. That's going to be at best 11.
So you miss. Yeah, you miss. Like, your shot goes completely wild.
Apparently the lights blinded me too.
Right.
And I will continue my circlage swoopage towards the back of the party, diving down, so now I'm back down on the ground.
Okay. Weebin, you see this Black Pudding coming towards you. It is blocking the way out. What would you like to do?
I will shoot it again.
Okay.
Shoot you, black pudding. Soft 21.
That hits.
Ah, 10 damage again.
Okay. And did
I
you
will
want to keep moving?
Do I know if this thing doesn't like fire?
It doesn't really care about it.
Okay, then I will pick up my torch as my bonus and kind of move back again.
Okay. You can move to where you want to go.
I will move to the opening.
Okay. So you get into this area.
Oh, no.
A small waterfall, a small waterfall pouring from the 8-foot-high ceiling forms a 5-foot-deep pool at the southwest end of the cave. It seems that the goblins used to come here to drink fresh water, but the tracks that you're seeing are very old. They haven't come here for some time. Make a perception check.
What do I perceive while being chased by this black? Yeah, first 14.
Okay, so growing on near the southeast wall, you see a patch of 20 green mushrooms.
Ooh.
And we will leave you there.
Chris, at the end of, as a free action at the end of Steve's turn, I'm going to yell out to the party, like, didn't we used to have a fifth guy? What happened to the other dude?
Right? Scaly, what would you like to do?
I will double-toed hop over here
Okay.
so as to reduce his line of sight.
Okay. All right. The goblins, he's going to make an attack at disadvantage on Scaly. Does an 18 hit?
Yes.
Okay. As I throw my dice on the floor, take that dice.
That means I take no damage.
No, you take 5 points piercing damage.
Okay.
This goblin is going to try to shoot Clitaris. 21 to hit. For 5 points of piercing damage.
Glad that I healed myself last time.
Right? And this goblin back here is going to try to hit Smokey at disadvantage. And misses with a 9. Okay. Clitaris, what would you like to do?
I guess I'll move up and attack that chick.
Okay.
Did you move your mark yet?
That would be Smokey.
Oh, sorry, mix them up. Who's a ranger, who's not the sun?
Right.
18 to hit.
That hits.
How badly damaged does she look?
She's pretty fresh and new.
Alrighty, then smite shall be. Six, 17 damage.
Okay.
And that's muscle test.
Okay. Smokey, what would you like to do?
I'll move my hunter's mark onto the
The she-ogre?
ogre. Yeah, I just lost the word. And then I will attack with sword.
Okay.
So. Okay. I got 10 to hit for my first one.
No, that's a miss. So you don't get your offhand attack because the bonus action was moving hunter's mark.
I took 2 like dual wielding as like a fighting style, I think.
Right. But what that means is that you can add your dexterity modifier or your strength modifier to the damage of your second attack. Your second attack at this point is still a bonus action because it's an offhand weapon.
Okay.
You don't get the second. You'll sooner or later you'll get extra attack, but not yet.
All right.
Blob. Poor Blob. Blob is going to dash.
Test Blob.
And get right up into the entrance to this cave. If Blob could laugh, he would start laughing. That's all that Blob does. Thog is going to try to make a Great Club attack on Smokey. God. But probably misses with a 12.
Yeah.
Steve the Devil, what would you like to do?
That is a good question. I will step back here behind the people where it's kind of safe.
Okay.
And that guy that keeps shooting at me, I'm going to blast him in the face with let's go with the firebolt.
Okay.
Almost a crit. But I'm going to assume like a 25 hits.
Yes, does.
That's good. Yeah. It's going to be a 7 damage.
Okay. You see this goblin catch fire and crumple to the ground dead.
No, y'all, no more of your bullshit, sir. That's pretty much my action.
Okay. Weeben.
Stay hiding where it's safe.
Weeben, you got some black pudding in front of you. God, that sounds like a 70s. That sounds like a 70s porn.
Or band. Black pudding in front
Black pudding, yeah. Black pudding, take that base for a walk.
Did they open some blue jelly?
Weeben's having his own Spike Spiegel Cowboy Bebop moment.
Yes. Yes. Because of course I had to run off and leave Faye and Jeff behind because that's what I do.
Of course, right.
All right. Since the Black Pudding did the whole dash thing, we're not technically in melee, right?
It's in melee range. I mean, it's right up in front of you.
So I have to disengage to take the 5-foot step.
No. You can take a 5-foot step back if you'd like.
Okay, I'll take the 5-foot step back.
Okay.
And shoot it again.
Go for it.
13 to hit.
That hits.
That's right, you said it basically would be impossible to miss it.
Yeah, yeah.
For 11 damage.
Okay.
It's still up.
It is still up.
Damn. What's this stupid thing have?
Quite a few.
Shit. Okay. I still have some movement left. So let's see here. I was hoping it wasn't going to end up right at the opening, and that's exactly what happened. So, all right, let's see here. That's not what I wanted.
So remember, over here, there is a patch of green mushrooms.
Yeah.
You should probably taste them, right?
Look, all the green mushrooms.
See if they're any good.
You know, when I'm not in combat, I'm definitely just going to gorge on them and just not even like worry about it. Just going to gorge on them all. Green mushrooms, those are the ones that give you one up, right? I get like 10 more, 20 more now.
That's right.
Actually, instead, I will use my where is it? We're putting out the torch.
Make the room entirely black. You would definitely have disadvantage on your attacks. The pudding, however, has blind sight.
Figured. Yeah, figured that. I was thinking, I was like, that's not a good idea. Okay, so blind sight means there's no hiding from this thing, probably.
Yeah.
And I already took my attack action. Can't do that. Damn, I wish I had. I guess I will just move to over here. Click on the thing. Move to here.
Okay.
To make it have to move before it attacks.
Okay. All right. Scaly, what would you like to do?
I'll repeat my prior toad pounce and jump on this guy.
Go for it.
Let me get to my sheet for the toad. There we go. Bitey bite time. 19 hit.
Yes.
Then he takes some damage. 6 plus the poison. 13 points total.
Okay. So you chomp down on this goblin, and right before he dies, you see the pupils of his eyes get really big, and then he dies.
Mm-hmm. Double snackies. That's all I can do this turn.
Okay. This one goblin that's left is going to try to shoot Clitaris at disadvantage, but misses with a 12. Stupid goblin. Clitaris, what would you like to do?
She's coming.
So while Clitaris is waiting, or we're getting Clitaris here, Rilix jumps off of Smokey's shoulder and is flying in the air, hissing and batting at this ogre, and giving both Clitaris and Smokey the help action. So their attacks are at advantage.
Just do attack. She's going to do a basic attack.
Okay, at advantage. Rilix the Tressum is flying and hissing around the ogre's face.
22. 22.
That hits.
6 damage.
Okay. All right. Smokey, what would you like to do?
Attack.
Okay. And this time you can make a bonus action attack.
Even with the advantage, the best roll was 14.
That hits.
Oh, for real? Okay, cool. 6, which leaves 9 for that first attack.
Okay.
Do I get advantage on the second attack too?
Yep.
Oh, okay. 12.
That hits.
For real? Okay. 4 plus 3 is 7. Plus 2 is 9. And then you said I'm supposed to add my strength modifier?
Correct. Or dex. So short swords are finesse weapons, so you can choose whether you want to use the strength or dex modifier. Both for attacks and damage.
So I get a 12 altogether.
Okay. Now you're whittling her down. She is bloodied.
Yeah.
All right, Blob, of course, is going to move up and make a puddin attack with a pseudopod on Weeben. And hits for 19.
Yep, that's a hit.
So first, Weeben takes 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Fuck.
And then 17 points of acid damage.
And Weeben dies in the cave.
And Weeben's armor gets a permanent -1 penalty to the AC.
Well, Weeben's dying in the cave anyway, so
Well, you will
Weeben's
make,
about to get eaten by a blob.
you will get the opportunity to make death saves.
That's the thing that the blob doesn't ground me.
Well, that's what happens when the rogue tries to sneak up being Mr. Sneaky Sneaky.
Yeah, when the blob has like insane hit points too, like what the hell? I had almost perfect attack rolls. Damn thing's like got. What kind of blob is it?
Have you not learned don't split the party?
I have learned now. I had to have it happen to me once, right?
Thog tries to smack Smokey, but misses with an 11. Steve the Devil, what would you like to do?
Steve is going to step over here. And actually, I'll step a little bit more here. And I'm going to try to angle myself to where I can Burning Hands the guy. And
So if you do that, so Burning Hands, Burning Hands is a cone.
Yep, 15 foot.
You're going to hit, at the very least, you're going to hit the Tressum.
I keep forgetting that little tiny speck back there blends in.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, we'll just hit it with a. Let's go with a firebolt.
Okay.
That sounds good. Sounds nice and easy. 19.
19 hits.
Ooh. For 5 damage.
Okay. You guys have her on the ropes. Webbin, make a death save.
What do I got to do?
Roll a d20. It's a raw roll. You want to get 10 or higher for a success.
And the one rule for halflings works.
That's true. If you get a nat 20, you got a 16. So death saves, you want to get a 10 or better for a success. If you roll a nat 20, that counts as 2 successes. If you roll a nat 1, because you're halfling, you get to re-roll. But if you roll another nat 1, that counts as 2 failures.
Gotcha.
But you got a 16, so that is your first success. Scaly, what would you like to do?
I'm going to wild shape into a giant hyena.
Okay.
And then double move 50.
Okay. Make a perception check with advantage.
17.
You can smell Weeben coming from this passageway.
Okay, I'll go on a rescue mission. Still hyena.
Can anybody even get to me?
I'm gonna get close. Doop, doop, doop.
How much fucking movement do you have?
The hyenas can hustle.
Move 50.
And they have keen senses, which is why he got to make a perception check. Honestly, that wasn't planned at all. When he said hyena, I was like, oh, well, here we go. Okay.
That's how far I can get.
Okay.
The scent's getting stronger.
It is. The last lonely goblin is going to try to make a short bow attack on Clitaris, but misses with a 10. Clitaris. You have advantage because the Tressum is giving the help action.
She's gonna take another long sword. $15 to hit.
Yes.
$10 damage.
Oof. Okay. I got a feeling this ogre is going to go down. Smokey, what would you like to do? Same as always?
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, that's...
Is like 23.
Yep.
Plus 37, plus 6 is 13.
Okay. So on 13 points of damage, you slash and cut off Thog's head.
Yeah. Deal with it.
You've got movement and you can still make a bonus attack, although there's nothing really for you to make a bonus attack on.
Yeah, that's true.
You could use your bonus action. You've got a couple of options. You could use your bonus action to switch to your bow to hit that other goblin on your next turn.
Sure, I will do that.
Okay. All right. Blob. Sorry, Weaven. Blob is going to try to gobble up the halfling.
Yeah, man.
But would you believe that that Blob fucks it up with a 7? So Weeben does not take any damage. Somehow Blob is concerned with these mushrooms and decides to move away from the mushrooms.
Gracious DM choice.
Well, I mean, the dice also were in my favor, so...
That's true. That's true. Steve the Devil, what would you like to do? You've got one goblin left in here.
Yeah, and that's this little guy up on the ledge.
Yep.
Steve will move to here.
Okay.
This thing, is this like a little pond?
Yeah, it's a natural hot spring mud puddle. It's 5 feet deep.
Then yeah, from there I will launch a Eldritch Blast at that guy.
Okay.
16.
That hits.
For 9 points of damage.
Oof. And this goblin, you hit him and you see a puff of sparks and smoke, and his clothing and weapons just drop to the ground. He's completely incinerated.
Nice.
Weeben, make another death save.
Roll a 2.
Ooh.
You could roll a 1.
That's-
You get to reroll that.
That's a failure. So you got 1 success and 1 failure. Scaly, what would you like to do? So, Scaly, you can hear something glopping its way through this passage.
So I'm moving down the hallway until. Do I smell the black pudding, or do I?
Yeah, you get that metallic acidy smell in the air. So
The torch still burning?
the torch is, so there's dim light. You can make an attack if you would like. You see this large pudding.
I still smell teammate though.
Yes.
Mm.
Who also smells acidy.
This might be a double team kill, but I'm gonna go for the rescue.
So if you do that, the black pudding will get an attack of opportunity.
Yep.
Okay. So pudding. $23 to hit.
That does.
For 7 points of bludgeoning damage. And 17 points of acid damage.
Clan Hyenas have more hit points than me.
Well, that's good. Let's see here. There are no more gobbies.
Hold on, I still have an action. I have to move back through his space.
Take me to the mushrooms. Take me to the mushrooms.
I'll have to pick him up as my action. Get ready for the next turn.
Okay. All right. Clitaris, what would you like to do?
Did Clitaris during the chaos notice the hyena teammate run down the hallway?
Probably not. I don't know. Have Clitaris make a perception check.
Probably not. That looks like it's going to be like a 9.
Yeah, no, she wouldn't have noticed the hyena take off. She may not have even noticed that he shifted from being a frog or toad into being the hyena.
Well, if that's the case, she doesn't see anything at all in the near. So she will go ahead and just do a double movement, kind of moving further in to see what's going on in this place.
Okay.
16. She'll move to, let's say about there.
Okay.
Just kind of looking around.
Okay. Where would
Do
Smoke?
you see any bad guys up north?
You don't.
Cool.
Smokey, where would you? Well, here for you guys in this room, I'm going to fast track this. Hold on just a moment.
Why did I have to split the party? Why did I have to be so curious about what was in the other room?
You gotta do it once, man. You really do.
Apparently.
I did it and barely survived. So good.
You can admit it. You just didn't like this character and you wanted a new one.
So, towards the back of the cave, to the north, you see this pool up here. You guys notice that this pool is brackish and polluted with toxic minerals. It's clear that the goblins wouldn't be drinking water from here. Also, it's fairly polluted with bat guano, shit water. Meanwhile, the Blob, let's see here. Is going to move over. Oh, it can get all the way over here. And it will make a pseudopod attack on Scaly. Oh, man. And misses with another 7.
Yay, it only hit 12.
It really likes those mushrooms.
Webbin, make a hold on here. I'm cleaning it up. Make a death save.
I mean, if I was alive, I'd complain and be like, it's weaving, but I'm over here dying. What the hell, this mother? I rolled another 2.
All right, that's 2 failures. One more.
What the hell? What the hell?
So, Scaly, you've got Weebin in your mouth. What would you like to do?
Disengage action and move 50.
Okay. So, you are taking Weebin with you. Okay. All right. Black Puddin' will move 40. But that's all it can do. We are going to, Weebin, make one more death save.
Oh, no.
That's fair. That's fair. Let's just see if I'm dead. $13.
Okay.
One more turn.
You got another success. One more success and you are alive at 0 hit points. Scaly.
Is he in melee range or can I move?
He's in melee range, but he has not engaged yet. He dashed to get there.
So I won't have an OA?
No.
Okay. Hold on, let me measure. I have an economy of actions plan. Okay. I will move with the carcass.
Okay.
Bonus action unwild shape.
Okay.
Regular action spell.
Okay.
Cure wounds.
Good idea.
Wow.
6 points.
So,
I'm dying.
Weebin wakes up with 6 hit points. Whew, that was close.
I considered doing that in the cave, but we had not cleared an exit yet.
Did you see those mushrooms back there?
We will break here and with the pursuit of the Black Puddin'. And we will pick this up next Saturday at noon.
Thank you, guys.
Take it easy.
Thank you.
Have a good one, guys. I'll see you next week.
Later.
Oh.